Hello and thank you for joining us. You're watching Newsroom series on Channels Television. Today our focus is on the North Central. We begin in Niger State, where Governor Umaru Bago is appealing to Nigerians, especially the people of the state, to identify with the victims of the Mokwa flooding during Eid al-Kabir to lift their spirits. Governor Bago says Eid al-Kabir should remind Muslims about the virtues of sacrifice, empathy, obedience, and steadfast faith in the will of God, and that these noble acts are essential, especially at a time like this, to give victims support, comfort, and strength to heal from the trauma of the disaster. He also sent his prayers to the affected families and communities, assuring them that his administration will continue to mobilize necessary resources to support them and avert future occurrences. The governor urged the people to use this sacred period to deepen their prayers for the repose of the souls of the dead and grant comfort to the hearts of the survivors and the entire state. Meanwhile, non-governmental organizations are providing support to victims of the flood disaster that ravaged the city, talking about Mokwa. With everything they have lost, the people are depending on the goodwill of the government and good-spirited individuals for support ahead of the Eid al-Kabir celebration. Our correspondent, Emperor Simon, who has been keeping tabs at the events in the area, is at one of the communities affected.
Okay. Thank you very much. We are back at the scene of the flood disaster in Mokwa. Particularly, we are at Angwan, Hausawa, where hundreds of persons were said to have lost their lives and thousands of people displaced from their homes. This morning, what we see happening is that a list of all of those affected is being taken as, non-governmental organizations, individuals are reaching out to these people. Particularly, we have a non-governmental organization on site, the Aspire Alliance, that is reaching out to these people to support them. It's important for us to understand that the situation in Mokwa requires collective efforts, not just the government alone. Individuals that have the wherewithal can actually come in and support these people as they grapple and struggle to put their lives together. So I have a team lead of the Aspire Alliance, Mr. Aliu Aruna, to tell us more about what they are doing. Good morning, Mr. Aliu Aruna. What exactly is happening?
Good morning. We are actually here on site to get collation of numbers and physical list of people that are physically present on site that have been affected by this flood disaster. Thereby, after which we will be able to start the distribution of items we have come along with. Items comprising the food, clothing, foodstuffs, mosquito nets, and of course, since the Salah is here, we have it in the spirit of Salah to slaughter cow for the general victims of this flood incident, as you can see over there. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Aliu. Yeah, you've heard, tomorrow is Salah, and a majority of the people here are Muslims, and they're looking forward to celebrating, Salah, even as they mourn their losses. In the meantime, we've also seen that rescue operations is still ongoing, as we see excavators trying to dig to see if there are still people buried under the rubble. We will keep following up on what's happening in Mokwa and bring you fresh updates. My name is Emperor Simon, reporting for Channels Television News.
The National Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission, National HYPEDEC, has called for sustainable actions against plastic pollution in the country. Acting Managing Director of the Commission, Mr. Jimo Gabi, stated this during the 2025 World Environment Day held in Lokoja, the Kogi State capital. He said there's an urgent need to take actions to combat negative effects occasioned by dumping of plastic waste into drains. According to him, National HYPEDEC is collaborating with relevant stakeholders, agencies and departments to launch eco-friendly initiatives to safeguard lives and preserve the environment.
Kogi State has joined the train to create awareness about urgent actions required to protect the environment as the world marks the World Environment Day. Royal fathers, government representatives, non-governmental organizations, youth leaders, students and teachers from various communities converge on Lokoja, the state capital, for an event convened by the National Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission, where speakers explain the dangers in the improper use of plastic and polythene materials.
Plastic has been a huge success since its commercial development in the 1950s. This success can be attributed to its remarkable qualities, which include ease of shaping, mechanical resistance, and low cost. However, plastic pollution has become a global challenge, and it permeates every part of the planet.
They are not helping us much as we were expecting. They left this responsibility to the community. They will be pouring from Polio Junction now. If you go there, you see how they were pouring, refuse there. If you go to the back of Katugo side now, you see how they dump profits there. If you go into the market, inside the Polio market, you see how it heap around every area. At the end of it, we will not know how to provide a solution.
The guest speaker, a lecturer from the Federal University Lokoja, Professor Musa Danlami, calls for the urgent elimination of plastic pollution, which contributes to flooding in many cities due to blockages of drainage channels.
When you empty the waste in your houses, you go and throw them into drainages. We have the habit of throwing waste into drainages. We must stop it. We must stop it because this is a very serious infringement on the environment that bounces back on us, okay? Let's stop infringing on the environment. Things that we throw away end up coming back to us. Some of those that you burn, you only change the state. You change the state from solid to gaseous. By the time you burn anything, it goes into the air. These things remain in the air for many years, as much as 20, 30 years or even more. At the end of the day, they are brought down into the water we drink, into the air we breathe, and before you know what is going on, we begin to have some diseases.
These concerns are echoed by the acting managing director of the NHYPADEC, who equally warns that the effect of poor management of plastic waste has become a global challenge.
This year's theme, Beat Plastic Pollution, is timely. It's timely call to action across the world, and especially in our communities. Plastic waste clogs our waterways, pollutes our farmlands, threatens wildlife, and contributes to devastating floods and health hazards. We must act, and we must act now.
He hands over early flood warning materials to community leaders present, tree seedlings to schools, ministries and parastatals, after which he flags off a tree planting campaign to help the environment.
After 30 years to eradicate polio in Sokoto, the Sultan of Sokoto is enlisting the services of traditional rulers as a country, as the WHO will drive enlightenment campaign in Benue State. Government partners to train the traditional rulers on the project. Now, the State Assistant Immunization Officer of the Benue State Primary Health Care Board, Mr. Shua Aza, disclosed this after the training of select Benue traditional rulers in Makodi, hoping their enlistment will eliminate the community's skepticism and non-compliance at the community level.
Polio, or poliomyelitis, is an infectious disease caused by the polio virus, which can cause paralysis, especially in children. Benue State has made significant progress in fight against polio, including declaring itself free from the wild polio virus in 2020. However, the state remains vulnerable to importation from neighboring areas. As part of efforts to arm communities against the disease, the state government is training health workers and traditional rulers in Makadi, the state capital, to become polio eradication advocates.
We are well informed. At the end of the training, we'll go home to make good use of what we have learned.
I met the chiefs, the traditional rulers, the focal persons, and the LGA committees, and all they talked about is on NIPDs, how to deal with diseases, how to make use of the community participants to rule out these diseases from the community, to help the children.
To make this more impactful, the Benue State government is partnering with the Sultan of Sokoto Foundation, leveraging on the influence of the traditional institution to completely eradicate polio.
The reason for the traditional leaders to take this program, I see the importance of it, as if they take the ownership of the program for the selection of the team and monitoring of the team during implementation, I think we get a huge success in polio eradication in the country. In a situation where they have non-compliant, they will be in to kill. Where they have missed children, they will be also easily identified as they are involved in the program.
We have been working for polio over 30 years in Nigeria, and we cannot be able to deliver and then eradicate the polio. So therefore, the eminent Sultan of Sokoto make a commitment, and the traditional leaders will be given responsibility to lead the process and own the program by giving ownership for it. And then, of course, by doing that, by God's grace, we can achieve the polio eradication.
The nutrition focal person believes that team members for the implementation phase of the campaign should be selected on merit.
The selection should be done accordingly. The focal persons, please, you shouldn't maneuver to do as you will. Follow the way it's supposed to be. If there's any difficulties to the team, please, you people, there will be need for you to understand.
The new approach to the fight against polio may be getting better, with traditional rulers at the forefront of the campaign in rural communities to address widespread distrust associated with administration of polio vaccines.
In Kwara, the State Police Command has confirmed the deadly attack and abduction incident that occurred on June the 4th. Now, this heinous act was done at a mining site located in Orike-Okegbu of the state. Now, information received from the divisional police officer in Orike indicates that a group of unidentified armed assailants invaded the said mining facility, where they tragically shot and killed two operatives of the Nigeria Police, ASP Haruna Watsai and Inspector Tukur Oga, both attached to the 45 PMF Abuja, who were on official protective assignment at the location. The attackers also carted away the rifles of the slain officers. In addition to the heinous killings, the assailants abducted two individuals, Mr. Sam Ji Wee, a Chinese national, and Mr. David Adinaye, a native from Kogi State, who was working at the mining site at the time of the incident. Commissioner of Police, Kwara State Command, CP Adekimi Ojo, strongly condemns the act and assures the public that the command has since swung into decisive action. Tactical and intelligence-driven efforts are currently underway to ensure the swift rescue of the abducted victims and the apprehension of those responsible for the attack. The command is working in close synergy with other sister security agencies and community stakeholders to strengthen its presence in the area and prevent a recurrence of such incidents. Welcome back. We're in Kwara State now, where the Chairman Reconciliatory Committee of the People's Democratic Party, Dr. Bukola Saraki, has assured that party members are committed to rescuing the PDP from its present challenges. Now, the former Senate President, while fielding questions from journalists after registering at Ajikobi Ward in Ilori, says Nigerians are now ready to return the party to power after witnessing the misrule of the present administration.
At the grassroots, there's still a love for the party. You know, of course, we are having our challenges at the party at the national level that some of us were taking up from at the moment. But when we see things like this, we are confident that once we can sort out ourselves at the top of leadership, and we're confident that we'll do that, that the grassroots are with us. And I want to use this opportunity to reassure PDP members across the country that we are doing our best to rescue the situation of the party. We are confident that we'll tackle the situation. We are committed to it because we're all committed to a fledgling democracy. And a fledgling democracy means that a vibrant opposition. That's what democracy is all about. And we're all committed to that. We all have to make sacrifices, personal sacrifices, group sacrifices for the interest of this country. And the only thriving possible opposition party is PDP. And as such, you cannot throw away over 30 years of history. Yes, challenges. And I've taken upon myself to do my best. And I'm seeing the response from our colleagues who are also to say, look, we have to sort whatever those are differences. And I'm confident that we will do that.
As part of activities marking the 6th anniversary of his administration, a special prayer has been held for Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak and the entire Kwara state. The prayer was well attended by traditional rulers, politicians and other dignitaries across the state as well.
Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak is 2 years shy of completing his 2 terms in office, and prayers are being offered on his behalf that he finishes the race strong and in good health. The special prayers, organized by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Party Affairs, Moshood Alaka, is part of activities celebrating his 6th year in the seat of power.
Our governor has strengthened the security system in Kwara, which is called the Illicit Act among our noble youth, make them useful and the respective leader of tomorrow. Appeal to all the leaders and stakeholders to rally around his experience and continue to support him. I urge all to learn from advanced country that when they wake up in the morning, they will pray for their country and their leaders. I appeal to all our political gladiators to team up with His Excellency, Malam Abdurrahman Abdurrazak, for successful administration. Today is the beginning of the 7 years administration, 3rd years in the 2nd time in office. We pray Almighty Allah to protect His Excellency and his entire family to pilot affairs of the state.
Governor Abdurrazak was elected on the platform of the All Progressives Congress, and the party is optimistic that it will retain power in 2027, calling on the opposition to join the moving train.
What we have so far recorded as far as achievements under the 3rd year, we cannot measure it. We cannot quantify it. If you talk of the local government, at the time His Excellency assumed office, the staff of this very local government in the state were owed more than 8 years salary arrears. And glory be to Allah, His Excellency has put on his human face into our plight, and he has settled all the arrears.
Few among them include construction and rehabilitation of roads, which have improved transportation and connectivity to our local government. As a living witness, the ongoing project of Bodisadu Kayama, Kayama Kusubosu, which have given a tremendous remark. Based on our assessment, we knew that the work is ongoing, and he has reached almost 84 kilometers of progress with earthwork and other great things. We solely appreciate and use this medium to appreciate our executive governor for doing that. And also, the renovation and upgrading of our healthcare facilities, which have enhanced quality healthcare service in our community, the provision of educational infrastructure, including classroom furniture and equipment, which has improved the learning environment for our children.
With 48 months left, expectations are equally high that the governor will complete ongoing projects and initiate new ones before the end of his tenure.
The civil service has been urged to embrace the best global practices to bridge the gap in its service delivery and improve on its ethical leadership, service efficiency, discretion in administration, and adoption of modern technologies to help boost productivity and accountability in the public sector. The call was made in Abuja at the opening of a 3-day workshop organized by the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation for some selected members of staff in the office, with the theme Administrative Excellence Through Ethics, Discretion and Result-Driven Service. Permanent Secretary, General Services in the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Nnamdi Mberi, says the meeting underscores the federal government's commitment to building a responsive, efficient, and accountable civil service that is in line with international standards. He stated that the civil service of the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation must be equipped to deliver value, promote ethical conduct, and drive performance-based systems in public service delivery.
The training is aimed at sharpening the knowledge of our officers in discharging their roles, effectively, especially in the modern and challenging environment, that we have today. The public service has gone far ahead of what it used to be in some years back. A lot of innovations coming up, and the innovation, the application of AI, artificial intelligence, in the performance of some tasks and things like that. So there's the need for officers on daily basis to keep abreast with the modern system of doing work. Times have gone when people could come to the office and then just waste their hours without showing any result of the level of productivity. But this time around, on regular basis, the new assessment system, which is called the performance management system, is such that whatever you do on daily basis will reflect on the system. It's a result-driven, result-oriented system that you need to be tracked from time to time.
In Plateau, no fewer than 175 youths selected from the north-central region of the country, comprising Plateau, Kogi, Niger, Nasarawa, Benue, Kwara State, and the FCT, have been trained in a 3-week intensive program under the Skills to Wealth program organized by the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction. Participants were trained in renewable energy, automobile technology, and agribusiness in an initiative which aims to equip young Nigerians with practical skills for economic empowerment, self-reliance, and national development. Speaking to journalists at the training center, North Central Training Center in Jos, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Professor Nentawe Yilwata, says the skills acquired are potential business opportunities and enterprise development opportunities for the youth.
The essence of this program is to arm the young people who are unemployed with skills set that are meeting the contemporary need of Nigeria. You all know that we have food insecurity, and we are making sure that people in agri should be able to meet the food deficiency that we have in Nigeria. We have issue also with energy, and we're training people that will meet the energy gap. We also have issue with cars that are getting more automated. We don't have the manpower to manage the new set of cars that are coming in. So we're filling that huge gap that we have in the economy to ensure that we get these people more productive, they participate in the economy. There are spaces, and that's why we're getting the private sector to participate in ensuring they create that space, those skill sets, that they can fit into the market spaces in Nigeria. And that's what we're doing right away. It's going to be, in short, the president has given us also a mandate already. Certain parks have been procured that will span over 80,000 people. So we're thinking this is just 1,000 plus. So we're looking up like a 1-year program that will be running this skill set. We are partnering with ITF in the next set. ITF will be involved, and the market space will be involved, because we want to certify them after we finish with them, so that they can have skill set that can sell across the borders of Nigeria.
The Commissioner of Police, Nasarawa State Command, Shatima Jauro Mohammed, is extending warm felicitations to the Muslim Ummah in Nasarawa State on the occasion of Eid al-Kabir. He calls on all Muslim faithful to use this sacred period to offer prayers for peace, unity, and the continued progress of Nasarawa State and Nigeria as a whole. In a statement, the CP says, in line with the command's commitment to public safety and crime prevention, comprehensive security measures have been put in place throughout the state. An adequate deployment of personnel and logistical assets has been carried out to ensure a peaceful, safe, and hitch-free celebration. The statement then warns criminal elements that the command remains resolute in denying them any opportunity to disrupt the peace before, during, or after the festivities. The Commissioner of Police urges all Muslim faithful, fund seekers and members of the public to remain vigilant, law-abiding and to conduct themselves peacefully throughout the holiday period. And citizens are also encouraged to report any suspicious persons or activities promptly to the nearest police station or via its emergency lines. And with that, we draw the curtain on a newsroom series with our focus on the North Central. Many thanks for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balu.